Alright. I got this from Corey Wayne. I used to listen to Corey Wayne all the time when I went through severe trauma of a huge breakup with somebody I really cared about. Here's a couple of tips and some advice. Like I said, I'm giving Corey Wayne the credit. But here's some tips and some advice on what I learned and what I've seen, and it does work. When you're in a relationship with a girl, you want to keep things interesting. You want to keep things fun and playful. You don't want things to get like a pattern. Like you don't want a woman to be able to predict what's gonna happen. You want things to be kind of unpredictable. For instance, like if you take a girl on a date, you don't want to tell her everything you're gonna do. You want to keep things like mysterious and keeps her, on the edge of her seat almost. She doesn't know what's gonna happen next. Women like that. You have to continue to date your woman. It doesn't matter if you're married. You have to continue to date her. You gotta take her out. You gotta try to keep things as fun and playful as you possibly can. And of course you gotta deal with serious issues, but you want to keep things fun and playful. I mean, as much as you possibly can. Another thing, a woman won't go anywhere if you can present yourself as the best man she could ever get. So you have to continually bettering yourself. You don't want to use her as an emotional tampon. You don't want to get all your feelings out there, and if there is something that's bothering you and you talk about it, but you want things to be like in a positive manner, like how it's bettering you. You don't want to sit here and cry like a little baby to her. Women respect strength. They don't like weakness. They don't want sensitive guys. They really don't. Just because you're a masculine, strong man doesn't mean you gotta, degrade her or disrespect her. That's not what it comes down to. You gotta have respect, and it's gotta go both ways. Same as communication and trust. If you do something dumb and your girl's not being responsive, well, first off, women will tell you everything that they have a problem with, everything that's wrong with them. If they're quiet, that's not good. But if she's got an issue, she'll usually, especially if you open her up, if she is quiet, you open her up and she'll tell you everything what the problem is. Now, what are you gonna do about that? Are you just going to ignore the problem? Are you going to not listen to her? 9 times out of 10, most female problems, they don't want you to solve their issues. Like they might have something going on at work or a family member, which that's what we want to do. We're logical. We want to solve a problem. This is what you should do. No, they don't work like that. They don't work like us. Women just they just like to talk it out, right? So they want to talk about maybe that problem with their sister, and they just get it off their chest, and they're like, Same thing if like you do something stupid. The things that women don't respect. Here's the number one thing that they don't respect is if you say you're gonna do something, that you better do it, no matter how small it is, because she'll look at you as weak. You say you're gonna take the trash out when you get home off work the next day, you don't. You're just like, hey, how's it going? And you're being all pleasant to her and stuff like that, and you just go off and either you eat your dinner or you just go off and do your thing. You don't take the trash out. Yes, the trash she complains about the trash, right? So you go take the trash out. You just want to hear her complaining, and then she still has an attitude, and you're thinking to yourself, why does she have an attitude? The trash is taken out. What's her problem? Well, the problem is you said you were going to do something and you didn't do it. Women will hold on to things forever, right? And it's your job, if you mess up, to get it out, to get it off her chest. You have to sit there and take your medicine. You don't have to do nothing. I'm just saying this is some good advice for people's relationships. I think there's a lot of people's relationships that can be salvaged, that they just think it's easier to replace that person, and all they're doing is replacing them with somebody else's problems. They might not have the same problems, but they got different problems. They could be bigger problems. Anyway, that's what you want to do as a man. You want to keep things fun, playful, interesting. Keep dating your girl. Keep running game on your girl. That means being playful. Like I said, just because you put a baby in one of them, you get married to one of them, does not mean that they'll stick around. And if you give up that power in that relationship, it's really hard to get it back. So to give it up, like she's got most of the power, it's really difficult. Women just want to look good and have fun. That's what most women want. They want to look good and have fun. That's why they don't like to sit here and think up dates. They don't like to do that. They don't, here's another example. What would you like to eat? You ask your girl, what would she like to eat? I don't know. What would you like? And then she throws it back at you. And then you say, I don't know, what would you like? And she's just gonna get upset. What you need to do in that type of instance is just give her two options. All right, we're gonna get this or that. We're gonna get steak or we're gonna get chicken. And make the choice. Women want the man to take the reins and take the lead and take responsibility, so they don't have to. A lot of females aren't built like that. They want it to be in the man's frame. So you want to be as strong as you possibly can. And that's what she's attracted to, your strength. What do you think confidence is? It's strength. And that's one of the most key things that women say they like in a man is confidence. It's strength. Women don't like weak men, and they will test you. And the more tests that you fail, the more she's going to be disgusted in you. She's not going to be attracted to you. It's kind of like when you guys are in the bedroom. She doesn't want to take the lead. She wants you to be the leader. Even if it's gonna be the first kiss, you're hanging out with this chick. No chick. I've hung out with plenty of women. I went on plenty of dates. You don't have to. I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying I've been on plenty of dates. I've been with plenty of women, and not a single one has ever made the first move on me. Not a single one. I've done it all. The women don't like to make the first move because women don't handle rejection very well. So that's what I'm saying. It's your frame. Women like to be in your frame. If they trust your strength. If they don't trust your strength, they won't want to be in your frame. So, and those are some key things that if you have a relationship or just things about women. The thing is, I've been through a lot of pain and suffering, and I actually did my homework, and I did a lot of studying, and I probably know women better than they actually know themselves, what they're attracted to, what they're not. for I'm gonna get some confusion like put out there, so you some confusion. Why women say that they like, why they can't find a good man is because, and they usually go for bad boys, is probably because they have some environmental trauma that happened when they were a kid. The same with these feminists. You know why they hate men? You know why they hate the patriarchy? Because they hate their fathers. Either their fathers weren't there physically, or their fathers weren't there for them emotionally, or some kind of level. So they hate their fathers, and they're like little kids. That's how you have to look at women, and that's why they're like kids. They're like kids. A lot of them are their emotions are high. Look at kids. Kids' their emotions are up and down. They're high. A man is pretty straight and narrow. You don't get too excited. You don't get too low. You stay even keel. You don't let things bother you. So that's why when the Bible says God comes first, then the man, then the wife, then the kids, because in my opinion, I don't think women love men the way men love women. I think it's just different. I think men will die for their wife or the girl that they love, but 9 times out of 10 she will not do the same for him, because women love for self-preservation, right? And men like you'll love them as much as you love like your kids. Like you'll die for your kids. You'll die for your woman if you really love her. Women just won't. And the Bible states in a lot of different places that there's a lot of wickedness that comes from women because of it's lack of guidance. Honestly, it's lack of guidance, and you can see that in our society. A lack of male guidance in their life. So that's just a couple of things that you guys need to understand about female nature. I think a lot of people jump from relationship to relationship, and I think that they don't take any time to look at the pain, suffer through the pain. And I think I went through a little bit of PSD. I forgot. This when soldiers come back and they got that problem where I think I went through a little bit of that because my sleep was hyper erratic when me and my ex broke up. I couldn't sleep. All I could do was think. Like, she was like always on my mind. I could not get her out of my mind at all. So yeah, I mean it's difficult, and like I said, what people do, instead of dealing with it, then they'll cover it up with something, whether it's alcohol, drugs, or another person, and then they won't understand that, why did this relationship fail? Is it because of her? Because of me? Well, it's both of you guys. It's not just one person. So yeah, that's all I got.